Good afternoon. My name is Siobhan. Over the next 6 minutes, I'm going to summarize two interviews that explore stakeholder management in very different settings. I've got a for-profit software company and a not-for-profit public hospital ward. This presentation follows the 4 prescribed interview questions and links the findings to current management literature. The interviewees. The for-profit participant is Lucky. He's a software engineer team lead, aka manager, at a fast-growing fintech startup. He supervises 5 developers and reports to the VP engineering. The not-for-profit participant is Barb. She's an associate nurse unit manager in an oncology ward. She manages rosters, quality of care, and the day-to-day clinical operations. Stakeholder maps. Lucky listed 6 primary stakeholder groups. He listed the paying customers, product managers, his development squad, the security and DevSecOps team, company founders and investors, and government regulators, specifically the Australian Tax Office. Barb, when questioned, named patients, their families, nursing staff, allied health professionals, the hospital executive board, state government funders, the accreditation bodies and volunteers. The wider, more heterogeneous set in the hospital context supports Wu, Actis and Vu's 2022 observation that not-for-profit organisations face broader stakeholder fields. Stakeholder. The stakeholder priorities. So when asked, Lucky ranked the revenue-linked stakeholders first. Customers and founders must see new features delivered securely and on time. He also listed regulatory compliance, as that's something that followed close, because penalties could jeopardise the entire product line. Barb places safety first, with staff well-being second. Budgets and targets remain important, but are subordinate to clinical outcomes. This echoes ESA and RAP's 2020 findings on mission-centred priorities in not-for-profits. When asked about tensions and examples in the workforce, Lucky recalled being asked to launch an AI-driven tax assistant before an industry conference, while it was the critical security review was still pending. The conflict required an emergency code sprint and an accelerated penetration test. Barb described a weekend shift hit by 2 sudden staff absences. She chose to hire agency nurses, exceeding the budget, to maintain a safe nurse-to-patient ratio. So when asked about the mechanisms for managing tension, Lucky said that he balances speed, quality, and compliance through a structured, agile ceremonies, automated test suites, and a documented escalation path that routes unresolved issues directly to the VP of Engineering. Barb said that she addresses clinical tensions with structured shift handovers, a multidisciplinary huddles, and a no-blame incident reporting protocol, exemplifying the participatory communication practices that RISA Leader and colleagues 2021 found common in not-for-profit settings. When asked about whether their organisations should tackle broader social issues, Lockie said that shareholder expectations require any sustainability initiative to show a measurable return on investment. Current efforts therefore focus on carbon neutral cloud hosting and secure open source contributions. Barb replied that patient health is inseparable from social determinants, so her ward support projects like rooftop solar panels and heat mitigation protocols. This stance aligns with Strand's 2020 view that social impact logic is embedded more directly in not-for-profit strategy. So the application of stakeholder theory. Freeman and Palmer's 2021 salience model highlights power, legitimacy, and urgency as key drivers of managerial attention. In Lockie's environment, stakeholders with financial power and time-critical demands dominate. In Barb's environment, stakeholders with moral legitimacy, patients, and frontline clinical staff receive priority, even when they wield little fiscal influence. The comparative visual summary. A readout illustrates these differences. Lookie's strongest dimensions are customer satisfaction, security compliance, and investor relations, whereas Barb's strengths are patient safety, staff morale, and community impact. Budget pressure registers are far more strongly for Lockie, supporting ISA and RAP's evidence of financial primacy in for-profit firms. So sustainability considerations. Thomas 2025 argues that shareholder primacy can slow environmental progress in investor-funded companies. Lockie confirmed that sustainability initiatives must remain cost-neutral to proceed. Conversely, Barb noted that her executive board accepts higher capital expenditure for long-term patient health benefits. This illustrated Strand's tension management framework. So the key lessons in my interviews were continuous stakeholder mapping. Both managers review stakeholder priorities at least quarterly to keep up with the pace with regulatory and operational change. Early conflict identification, surfacing scheduling or resource clashes promptly prevents escalation. Incremental improvement. Small, feasible steps, such as Lockie's secure open source patches and Barb's plastics recycling program, demonstrate progress without overstretching resources. So to conclude, the interviews confirm that sector context strongly shapes stakeholder salience and tension management tactics. For profit managers, emphasize financial power and immediate deadlines, while not-for-profit managers prioritize mission legitimacy and long-term social value. Thank you for your attention. There's a full APA 7 formatted reference list below.